Little Desmond Lewis, also Charlie Davis, they take a little shame from out we face. But Sobers as a captain, he won plenty coaching before we cricket end up in a disgrace. Beatty here that he became a father, he catch out whole first in the cover. But when Sobers here, he too had a son. He made duck and went back in the pavilion. It was Gavaskar, the real master. Just like a wall, we couldn't out Gavaskar at all. Not at all. You know the West Indies couldn't out Gavaskar at all. You know the West Indies couldn't out Gavaskar at all. You know the West Indies couldn't out Gavaskar at all.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon to all our listeners. Good afternoon to all our viewers online, Facebook, YouTube. Good afternoon to our international audience who tunes in and supports us. Good afternoon to you too. Good afternoon to the owners and operators of this great radio station, Mr. Neil IWER George, and his family and his staff by extension. I want to say a special good afternoon to you, all of those who help us do what we do every afternoon. We want to say good afternoon to you. The weather is, what we say in Trinidad is iffy at the moment, you know, and such is the weather for now. It's the carnival season, purportedly the dry season, but we are still getting mixed weather. So if you are venturing into these events, I know rain doesn't really stop the carnival too much. Just be careful be careful on the black carpet. Be careful as you race. You know, some of us are hurry to get to the mass camp, to get to the venue. We feel that we will miss out. Nobody told us that this is happening again next year. Nobody told us this happening again next year. So we hurry and too hurry, and sometimes we're not too careful, and it ends in mishap. So be careful on the nation's road as you engage. Be careful not only to avoid injuring yourself, but to avoid injuring others. You know, often enough we don't think about the injury we may cause to others with our little mishaps because we're trying to rush to a venue or we're trying to rush to an event. So good afternoon, everyone, and we want to say thank God for another day. Mentioning it last, but we knowing God is first in all that we do, and I cannot forget to give God thanks for even being here after that, you know, my slight little mishap a couple of weeks ago, dealing with a hit and run. So we want to give thanks, and we must give thanks for life. They say any day above ground is a good day, because as I always say, there are some people who dying to eat that roti you eat today, or even that KFC you eat today at your murmur about. There are some people dying to eat that, literally. No pun intended. They will give anything to eat a little doubles, a little pilau. You on your health bench, well, some people are dying to eat that little unhealthy food because they are no more. They can't eat anything. They can't taste anything. They can't do anything. End the play. And you are here walking around, and you can move as freely as you want. Most of you, and those of you who are not in good health or perfect health, you're still alive. So you want to give thanks. So today is another day in this blessed land, and before I even go further, we have a nice hamper display. If you're looking on the YouTube, we have a nice hamper display. So something is happening. I will tell you more as we go along. but there's a nice hamper display on my YouTube. So we're going to do some giveaways. You know how we like giveaways in this country, and we're going to give away Lion brand. We're going to do some giveaways soon for the Lion brand. They have been good in this hard times. Lion brand is not forgetting you, and they have put together something for the pavilion on the Third Empire. So you could get your pylori mix, you could get your cassava wheat, lotus flower, you could get a lot of stuff. So just click on YouTube and you would see the hamper, and you would see many more things coming from the Lion brand group. And we give thanks to them too. We say thanks to them too. You know, we're very thankful. So several things have been occupying the media for a while now, some of which will not go away. Some of which will not go away. And I know with Senior Matheson, we have explored over a period of time the killing of Mr. Joshua Samaru and the injury to his wife, girlfriend, Kai Sealy. So I know you have had several discussions on that, several discussions, and that discussion will continue. We will keep this story in the media. We will keep this story in the media as far as we are concerned until we feel that there is be some type of justice or some type of movement. And when we say justice, justice is simply the right thing. That is a process, and we respect the process. But it can't be like any given Sunday. So I know you have discussed that at length, and people have voiced their opinion and etc. So just building on that story, the Law Association of Trinidad and Tobago has expressed concern over statements made by the commissioner following the police shooting of that killed. Well, that's a nice way to put it. The police shooting that killed. So the police didn't kill. Okay. The shooting. Okay. The police shooting that killed 31-year-old Joshua Samaru and hospitalized his common law wife, Miss Sealy. Responding to the commissioner's comment that he found no basis or to suspend or place any of the officers involved in the shooting on administrative leave, and instead recommended counseling for them, that statement in a release yesterday stated that Trinidad and Tobago's criminal law equally applies to law enforcement officers and civilians. Lat said it could not say which footage the commissioner had reviewed, but noted that CCTV video of the shooting, widely circulated on social media, appeared to show officers opening fire on the vehicle, which appeared to have crashed after a police chase. Neither of the occupants appeared to be engaging in an exchange of gunfire, with the said police officers. Neither of the occupants appeared to be engaging in an exchange of gunfire with the said police officers, it added. It said that the deadly force may allow for self-defense to be used only if the response is proportionate and justified by an existing threat to personal safety. In this context, self-defense is a complete defense to the offense of murder, it said. However, the association said that it had not seen any footage of such an exchange which could raise the defense of provocation as a partial defense to the offense of murder. Oh, I thought the offense would have been shooting, the way how they didn't want to say murder. Samaru was killed, and okay, I will not read the rest of the article. It's 19 shots. What is disturbing me today, and the angle we will go at, for a very short while is the fact that Lat says, I don't know which footage the commissioner is watching, but the ones we see do not indicate A, B, and C. And somehow we have become so bright in this society that if two of us watching a video, somebody gets to say that they didn't see what you see, and we call it perspective. They didn't see what you see. So that correctly clears up that, whatever you call it, I don't know, maybe it's a different glasses, I don't know, maybe it's a different, that clears up the issue and clearly dismisses the notion of provocation and raises the issue of proportionality when it comes to the use of force. And it clearly says that they did not see exchange of gunfire. 100 Frenchmen. No, we have seen parallels to this in another jurisdiction, where there's video evidence, and we have to thank God for cell phone and video now, CCTV. You know, the problem is you don't know if your neighbor have a camera and this one have a camera. So when you feel you get away these days, somebody may see. But somehow, for some reason, like we playing smart with foolishness. Now, you may have more information than me, because obviously of your office and your work and your hard work, and we cannot deny that. But it is extremely strange, quite surprising, that one will purport to watch the same footage and see something else. Maybe he's Bionic Man. I don't know. I know what I saw. Lat know what they saw. But in any case, the sub-issue is this as well. If you want to assure the public transparency, accountability, and justice, those are the only reasons for administrative leave and suspension. Suspension is not punishment, because you're on paid suspension. Suspension is not punishment. You're not dismissed. And if you understand the reasons for a suspension, especially suspension pending the outcome of an investigation, that is actually a good thing. That actually says that you are interested in transparency. I don't see how else you will read it. But that says you are interested in transparency. Suspension is not punishment. And if you want to assure transparency, as you say you do, and you want to ensure justice, and we believe you do, then those are the grounds for suspension. Suspension is not an admonition of guilt by any means. But the expert on that matter has walked in. Senior Matheson, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, and how are you?
I'm fine.
Good afternoon to all our listeners. Certainly, I'm listening to you, and you're correct. Suspension is not an admission of anything. It's
No.
not to say that you are guilty of anything. Suspension is just a period by which we allow for you to be off the scene where we can do our investigation and that kind of thing. So it's not even a reprimand.
No.
In that way.
And for a lot of people on work, it's a holiday. Yeah. And that's the truth. Some workers, you place them on suspension, they go on by the beach, they have to live their normal lives, they're not guilty of anything. So it is not by any means to be seen as something negative.
We take you off the scene.
Correct.
So we can do the investigation and find
without
your
tampering.
Yeah.
And actually to protect you. Because the temptation might be on the job to
the doctor the whole thing.
Yeah.
We see that happen.
We see that plenty time. Flash drive just go missing in here.
Yeah.
Evidence just get eaten in this country. People just eat the evidence. Like the evidence room. I wouldn't even say what I was going to say. I'd refrain. But suspension and administrative leaves helps. Especially the worker. I don't know. Unless you have cocoa in the sun and you know you have a little flash drive in work with some pictures that you don't want the boss to see. Good? Unless that is the case, they put you on administrative leave. Actually sometimes protects you. It actually does protect the worker. So for the commissioner to say that he has seen no reason.
And people died.
And people died.
That question.
And it have question. And you say you're doing an investigation. Then I thought suspension would have been your first port of call. That would have occurred to me. But somehow, and you see we have to read what he did not say and they did not say. You trying to show allegiance and support.
Well, we would, I know you weren't here yesterday.
No.
The day before that.
Apologies.
So we would have looked at it. We would have asked the question and we would have said that we await to hear what the investigation turn up. And you see, I know what would have happened because they probably didn't expect that it would have had a video showing up. And so that video caught them by surprise. Nonetheless, it is there and they would have seen it. So, but ladies and gentlemen, we'll be going for a break shortly. The normal break on the top of the hour. So we're going to pay some bills. When we come back, we will continue this discussion for sure.
Stay tuned.
You've got bills to pay. And so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the street 919 FM.
Get ready to immerse yourself in the vibrant rhythms and the joyous spirit of sweet calypso. Join us for an unforgettable experience at the semi-final round of the Calypso Monarch competition. This is Calypso Fiesta. 40 Calypso stars will compete on the Skinner Park stage. Calypso Unleashed, boundless harmonies. Mark your calendars. Saturday, February 7th, 2026. Join us at Skinner Park in San Fernando for an afternoon of pure Calypso magic. Showtime 2 p.m. Tickets available on islandetickets.com or call us at 623-9660. Don't miss out on a chance to experience the rhythm and joy of the Caribbean in 2026. Calypso Unleashed, boundless harmony. This is Calypso Fiesta.
It's a whole lot of flavor wrapped up in a twist. Some of them try to rap, but they don't rap like this. With crispy KFC tenders and lettuce and carrots and shredded tortilla embedded, perfect wherever you headed. Dripping with that creamy mayo and that mambo sauce. Let me tell them one more time to get my point across. It's a craveable, crunchable, movable, functional, flavorful meal that your taste buds must endorse. KFC, crunch twist, crunch twist. None of them, they don't make it like this.
Introducing KFC's Crunch Twist, a flavorful wrap with a delicious difference for just $29.95. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
One stage, many experiences, same legacy.
Ours to love, ours to cherish. Party in the North Stand. Watch the show in the Grandstand. Watch virtually. Experience Panorama your way. It's the medium and large conventional band semi-final 2026. The Savannah Party. Queen's Park, Savannah, Port of Spain. Sunday, February 1st, 2026. From 1 p.m. Grandstand, $400. North Stand, $500. Watch virtually on pay-per-view. US $30. Purchase pay-per-view tickets at pensionbagel.carnivaltt.cloud. Buy physical Physical tickets. Patrick Bago headquarters, 55 Donald Street, Port of Spain. Ticket office, Queen's Park, Savannah, Port of Spain. 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Patrick Bago South Office. 9B, Dennis Bangalang, Wall Street, San Fernando. Patrick Bago Regional Office, TLH Building, Scarborough, Tobago. Online tickets, patrickbago.co.tt. Corporate posse tickets, media at patrickbago.co.tt. Company sponsorship and sampling, marketing at patrickbago.co.tt. Don't miss it. Sponsored by the Ministry of Culture and Community Development, National Carnival Commission, Kingston Group, the Tobago House of Assembly, BPTT, National Flour Mills, Carib, the Trinidad and Tobago Mortgage Bank, and Eat It TNT National Panorama 2026.
Why you just turn on this time machine, boy?
Bro, we have to...
Yes, I know, we have to go, but I have to start it.
On Sunday, February 1st, 2026, Captain Starbright and Tim Tim are going to take your kids on a magical journey to the past, present, and future of Carnival, the greatest show on earth. Get ready for Kids Carnival Kingdom. Back to the future.
Yeah, but how are we going if this time machine not working, boy?
Bro, you're putting me Smolter. It's powered by Smolter.
Oh, it's powered by Smolter. All right, put it. All right, let's go.
Kids Carnival Kingdom. Back to the future. Sunday, February 1st, Skinner Park, San Fernando. Rides, slides, games, soca stars, and more. Parents, watch them learn about their culture and save the future of Carnival. Early bird tickets available online at islandetickets.com or timetolime.com and in store at advertised outlets. Kids Carnival Kingdom. Call 337-KIDS for more information. Kids Carnival Kingdom. Back to the future.
On Carnival Thursday night, the country descends upon the Queen's Park Savannah for the biggest concert in Carnival.
I feel for woman and woman and woman and rum and woman and woman and rum and woman and woman and woman and
Vibes with Boise X.
I got the air, and when I jump in with the band, I got the air.
This year, we say cheers to 10. 10 years of dreaming. 10 years of growth. 10 years of voice. Vibes with Boise X. The biggest names in soca will be a part of this special celebration. 10 years of Voice's life and career. Physical tickets at GT's West Mall Entrance City Mall, 5th Street Bar, Area Peter Avenue, 519 Restaurant C3 Center, Woodford Cafe Chagonis, Fairways Tobago, and online at frontlineticketing.com. Sponsored by Digicel, The Security Zone, Guardian Media Limited, Stag, A Man's Beer, Hennessy, Coca-Cola, Royal Castle, Dasani, Monster Energy Drink. Vibes with Boise X.
Join me on Carnival Thursday.
Queen's Park Savannah.
It's in we
Attention all fetters. This is a classified report. Army Fed is now operating under new protocols. Your mission is to assemble at the Queen's Park Savannah on Friday, February 6th at 2100 hours.
Army Feds!
Be prepared for live band.
The biggest artists of VIP section.
And walk with your coolers well topped up.
It's the safest set in TNT.
And we've deployed major support to aid in your requests for FFUN.
Sure, yes, sir.
We've dispatched some of your preferred team members already.
And some new recruits as well.
Remember, fetters, should you or any of your troops be caught red-handed, Army Fet will disavow any knowledge of your actions. Army Fet, attention! Get your tickets now. Physical tickets, cachet nationwide. Bobby's Bar Curep, Smiles Bar Curep, Bats International Arena, Lounge Fashion, Eastgate Mall, Bella Binella, Woodbrook, Toddlers to Teens, Mukarapa Road, Woodbrook, Richards, West Mall, Woodford Cafe, Price Plaza, Chaguanas, Larry's Fashion Labels, Sandy Grandy and Chaguanas, We Supermarket, Coquier and San Fernando, TT Lunch Kit, Palmy, San Fernando. Online at islandetickets.com. The Army Fed hotline is 687-6996.
Friday, February 6th.
Assemble for the biggest and the
safest vet in TNT. Army Vet.
Soldiers at ease.
Mayaro, get ready for the preliminary round of the National Stick Fighting Competition. On Friday, 30th January from 7 o'clock in the evening, stick fighters from the country's greatest Gayels will face off in an epic clash of strength, skill, and tradition at Mayaro Recreation Grounds. Witness the best warriors battle for a coveted spot in the semifinal round. Tickets just $50. Available at Grandstand Ticket Booth. Online at islandetickets.com. NCC Office, Victoria Square, Port of Spain. The National Stick Fighting Preliminaries, Friday 30th, January, from 7 o'clock in the evening at Mayaro Recreation Grounds. For more info, visit at TT Carnival 365 on Instagram or call 622-1670 for more information. Presented by the NCC, supported by Mackeson and Forest Park Punching Rum.
This week, the Review Tent continues with Ladies' Night, Thursday, January 29th. 2 persons on 1 ticket. Admission $350. Friday, January 30th, it's Judges' Night. Admission $200. And Saturday, January 31st, it's the Calypso Review Tent stars on full display. With Sugar Aloes along with the Review stars. Pink Panther, Skatey, Devon Steele, Singing Sonia, Michelle Henry, Mighty Diamond, Saint Nick, Nicole Grace, Maze, JD, Fire Tender, Sasha and Moses, Tempo, Kurt Allen, Nisa, Alana Sinette, Lackerman, Organizer, Orlando Octave, from Barbados, Mighty Gabby, your MCs, Marcus Batiste, Tommy Joseph, and the Chairman. Tickets at the Review 10 box office, SWWTU Hall. This is your opportunity to experience the Calypso Review tent. For info, call 797-5850. Calypso Review. This is what Calypso is all about.
Play away, break away, play away. 1, 2, break away. It's a bigger prize than the money nice in the play away, break away. We betting hard and we betting hard in the play away, break away. It's bacchanal in the play away, break away. Win up to 30 to 1 on the base, 130 to 1 with the Juve ball, 135 to 1 with the steel pan ball, and 150 to 1 with the soccer ball. Wager on at least 1 mega mix option for a chance to break away with bigger play away prizes this carnival. It's a bigger prize than the money nice in the play away, break away. We betting hard and we betting hard in the play away, break away. Players must be 18 years and over. Please play responsibly.
What are you doing?
Crunchnival at KFC is so special to all our we. Like we need blood in we vein, we need KFC again and again. Time to crunch, time to crunch, time to crunch down now. Start to crunch with your crew, look they touch down now.
What are you doing?
KFC, time to wave and just bite down now because it's Crunchnival.
What are you doing? Do what you want with the crunch, don't fight it. KFC, Carnival, when you bite it. Flavor, taker, like rocket. It's a Crunchnival with the baddest booking it. Bada ding, bada boom. Make best, make room. The steam finger licking. It's a Crunchnival with KFC. Chicken, joy, carnival, and every crunch with KFC. When the taste moves your waist, you know it's Crunchnival at KFC.
The Lion Brand always had a plan, giving great taste all across the land. Pelori fry, bake roti and double stew, made with great taste just for me and you. All through the year and all season, the Lion Brand is the reason. When the Lion Brand in the kitchen, we know to mix and move, we're gonna mix and move.
This carnival season, mix and move with the Lion brand of products, the power behind our great taste traditions.
With the Lion Brand.
This carnival season, come hungry and leave in love. Welcome to Flavor, a carnival culinary experience like no other. Every evening, the Queen's Park Savannah transforms into a vibrant village of food, culture, and celebration. Taste the best of Trinidad and Tobago with local street food, gourmet chefs, live cooking demos, cultural performances, and family-friendly experiences, all in one place. Join us at Flavor Village, Queen's Park Savannah, every day from 4 p.m. TNT, you're gonna love this.
Jump into savings at Furniture Plus. Enjoy up to 40% off in-store and online. Find amazing deals on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. Plus extra discounts on credit plans and free gifts with select purchases. Save more at Furniture Plus today.
A happy life.
Welcome to 2030. Even though it kind of looking the same because we know all our special effects money. Hey, who joined us over there?
Hey, what year is it?
2030.
30? And what happened to Carnival?
That dead.
That dead?
Welcome to the future, a world where Carnival is dead cause the kids choose phones and tablets instead. No time for culture, they moved on without her. Now Carnival needs a savior.
Brighty, we cannot allow this to happen, you know. Let us go back to the past to save the future. You like that? Let us go. Brighty!
Off they went to let the kids know how great Carnival is in Trinbago. From school to school, they learned and had fun all the way to Kids Carnival Kingdom. Trinidad and Tobago, get ready for words, wit, and raw lyrical fire. It's Kaisorama 2026, the ultimate extempo and freestyle competition where only the sharpest minds survive. On Monday, February 2nd, the battle begins at Radisson Hotel with the preliminary round at 7 p.m. Watch the nation's best extempo giants go head-to-head, thinking fast, rhyming faster. Then it all comes down to the grand final on Tuesday, February 10th, 7 p.m. at Napa. One crown, one champion. Pure lyrical mastery. Think you have what it takes? Registration is now open until Friday, January 30th at all Tuco offices. Tickets preliminary $150, grand final $250. Don't miss the clash of culture, creativity, and calypso brilliance. Kaisorama 2026, where lyrics rule and legends are born.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Yes, and we just live for maybe just under a minute. So stay tuned. We're going to have a break. When we come back, we'll be here for a bit on the Third Empire as we, you know, just explore this issue. We're not going too deep in it because Senior and others have gone through it. But this issue will be with us for a while. This and the zone of special operations or whatever. Those two issues, and rightly so, because it treats with crime.
Well, yesterday I would have said that the zone of special operation, the fact that it wasn't passed, it looked to me, but it's very possible, it had a lot to do with the fact that the utterances of the Prime Minister, one, and two, the fact that what would have happened over the weekend, to a large extent, would have nudged the senators as to, you know, thinking, what if we give the authorities, the police, that kind of power? What would they do, given what happened over the weekend? So that was just my analysis as to why it didn't pass. But we will explore, said, after the end of this break.
Clear the way and turn the volume up to the max. It's time for the Soca Pick of the Day, sponsored by NLCB.
This one is the people anthem. Together we could solve the problem. Deluxe, here again. And soca music is the vibes. We wanna see more people alive. Just like the sun that shine in the sky. Shine us with your love, Musa. Just like the rain that fall from the sky. Soak us with your love, Musa. Yes, it's a focus. I'm telling you, love we want. When we playing, love we want. Here we sing, love we want. When we live in, love we want. And nothing out of timing. Stop all this blackness. Positivity and into practice. I'm telling you to stop all the stupidness. Public man, you too blasted worthless.
Them kind of people condoning evil. It used to be lovely. People were so peaceful. Now they're doing what they want. They're pulling all kind of stunt. Put the poor man in front. Taking people for
Just like the sun that shine in the sky. Shine us with your love, Musa. Just like the rain that fall from the sky. Soak us with your love, Musa. Yes, it's a focus. I'm telling you, love we want. When we playing, love we want. Here we sing, love we want. When we live in, love we want. And nothing out of timing. Stop all this blackness. Positivity and it a practice. I tell you to stop all the stupidness. For big man, you too blasted worthless. Like, you don't want to work, but anything your family have, you feel you should inherit. Anything they give you, well, you don't know how to carry it. As soon as you get it, you rip it and you tear it. Sitting on the block, hold it, just wondering. Any little dollar we you get, you squandering. Make it soaking and let that should be felt. Some big people still need licks with belts. Just like the sun that shine in the sky. Shine us with your love, Musa. Just like the rain that fall from the sky. Soak us with your love, Musa. Sit up, focus. I'm telling you, love we want. When we playing, love we want. Here we see it. Love we want. When we liming, love we want. And nothing out that timing. Stop all this blackness. Positivity and it a practice. I tell you to stop all the stupidness. For big man, you too blasted worthless.
People want some unity, loving the community. It's too much of slackness, it's too much of hatred. We want some light in the land and wake up with brother man. It's too much of darkness, it's too much of hatred. Ooh, Mother Earth, innocent getting hurt. So much life lost under the earth. I really wanna know you. I show you what I leave this one in the Father, the Son, and the Spirit.
And that is your Soca Pick of the Day. Keep it locked right here for more of the biggest hits and the sweetest vibes, sponsored by NLCB.
Play away, break away, play away. 1, 2, break away. It's a bigger prize than the money nice in the play away, break away. We fighting hard and we betting hard in the play away, break away. It's bacchanal in the play away, break away. Win up to 30 to 1 on the base, 130 to 1 with the Juve ball, 135 to 1 with the steel pan ball, and 150 to 1 with the soccer ball. Wager on at least one mega mix option for a chance to break away with bigger play away prizes this carnival. It's a bigger prize than the money nice in the play away, break away. We fighting hard and we betting hard in the play away, break away. Players must be 18 years and over. Please play responsibly.
And we're back. And unfortunately, to make matters worse, and let me come out and congratulate the Law Association, because I have been a stickler for the consistent voice of the Law Association to clear up matters in the public domain. They can't pronounce on the matter because the matter will be before the courts or the appropriate body. But they definitely, as far as the law is concerned, they have a responsibility to the citizenry to elucidate or expand on the law, make it clear for the common man. And the language in the article here is quite plain and easy to understand. That is saying that you watching a different video. Simple. Because your conclusion cannot be drawn from the video that everybody else is seeing. So you definitely have to have a different video.
Yeah, so yeah, exactly. So for instance, if you're saying wait let the investigation play out, what are the elements or what do you have in your investigation?
Yeah.
Right? That is different from what we saw.
Yes.
What do you have?
Yeah.
You have a body cam?
Yeah.
And your body cam show you a different angle?
Yeah, had to be.
What it is?
Had to be.
What it is.
And we saw the same effort with, you know, and maybe it's a thing with law enforcement, and I'm talking about law enforcement, the body, not the individuals all the time, please. But we see the same thing in Minneapolis. Mm-hmm. We saw the same thing when the lady before that was killed. Where law enforcement keeps saying that they're examining the video, they're going to see but the video is in the public domain. And it is not a case where there are 10 versions of the same thing. No. So somebody is bionic man, something good. But if you didn't believe us, who are not learned, in that quote unquote, the learned people are saying that we see the same video. And we did not see an exchange of gunfire. Now my question is, how are we to have faith And faith meaning not the religious faith, but trust in any justice and any system. If those in authority, those administering the system, think like this, and we have seen more unfortunate statements from the godly minister, I must say.
Yeah, because I was looking at a press conference or whatever.
Yeah.
Where the minister asking, where the newscaster asking.
Yes.
About the reporter asking about body cam.
Yes.
And he was saying that body cam would not solve the problem because body cam would have been the evidence of the police. But you know, for you to say something like that, you're sending a lot of messages there.
Too many.
That really doesn't make sense.
And it will be your undoing.
Right, and it will be your undoing.
Yeah.
Because first thing, body cam has an additional layer of accountability. That's
Correct.
the first thing.
Which is what we want.
Which is what the public wants.
That's all they want.
And the second thing body cam does is that it holds you personally responsible, so you know
Yes.
that what I might be going to do that might appear illegal, let me think twice about doing it.
Correct.
Because it have body cam, because they're thinking twice, knowing that everybody have a camera right now. Everybody have a camera right now for their own protection. And who do have a camera will use the phone. Who do have a camera will use the cell phones to do what, to record your action. So clearly we having a problem. And even people in high offices understand the need for it. I know the Prime Minister would have
And
said,
they're undermining the system. So now that you've spoken in that light about body cam, how do you expect the public to see an officer wearing a body camera?
correct.
And how do you expect your officers to comply? Because you are saying, you are signaling, maybe signaling is the correct word, or suggesting that this ain't making sense.
Correct.
Even though they did have it, this ain't making sense. What a message to send. What a message to send to your troops. What a message to send to the public.
Unfortunately.
These unfortunate errors. And I was following the story as told by the father, who was suggesting that to date he had not been called by the security service, by the police, and only found out about his son's demise as confirmed in the hospital. So my question to you is, does the latest incidences concerning the Zoso, the police shooting, and there's also an article in the papers talking about officers charged with a particular offense. 8 cops committed to stand trial. 8 police officers who were charged in 2023 in connection with an investigation into alleged irregularities at the firearm unit of Trinidad and Tobago have now been committed to stand trial. Again, it doesn't say that they're guilty, they just will now be going through the process officially. It seems that there's enough evidence to suggest that they must stand trial. So I segue into another part of the show, because my concern is what happens, or what is the what happens as a consequence when any government continues or becomes tone deaf? What happens as a consequence? Do we have recent example of what happens?
Well, you have this slippery slope to anarchy sometimes, and, which is a dangerous thing. So, but I'm not saying that to say that could have or would happen here, because we are different kind of people. But it's a slippery slope.
It's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope, Mr. Mattis, when people stop believing in democracy.
Well,
as much as democracy has its criticisms, and there are many, when people stop believing in justice.
Well, I was quick to make a distinction yesterday.
Yes.
Between the government.
Yes.
And the national security architects, right? That or apparatus that assist in fighting crime and that kind of thing. They have their own structures to manage them, like the Police Service Commission and that kind of thing, if it's the police we're talking about. And I was saying that yesterday, it is not difficult if you run a company and you have good HR to identify who needs training, when they need training, and what kind of training they need. So the national security apparatus and the leadership must be able to identify that from time to time. And what we see in here clearly is that there may be the need for training, but more than that, I would have said that we need to make a total overhaul of these systems, and the government have to champion that to some extent. But we have to do a total overhaul of these systems and change the way we recruit police officers. One, change the what you expect, the expectations of police officers. Change a number of things, change the way you train them and everything, and then we will have, because to me they comes across as one of our callers was saying yesterday, that within no cases you're arresting people, you're shooting people, you do not care, bringing them before the court.
Yeah, arrest a man and you see him out next week.
Next 6 years, it matter man remain in jail, and then you had to free him, and he had to pay the state and all that kind of thing. Something wrong with the police, with the way we do things, and if we don't fix those things, we will keep going. It will be a cyclical thing. We'll keep going around and blaming the government and all that kind of thing. But to some extent, well, you had to blame the government, because they overall in charge. But
yeah, because the DPP office falls under the state, always independent, quote unquote. So, but it's fall under the state.
So at the end of the day, we have to be able to break this thing down and go directly to where the problem is and try to fix it. And that is it. So if we don't do that, those in charge, those in government will continue to get blamed, take the blame for it. Because listen, I am of the firm belief that there were some good things, really good things, and that so
I agree too.
And Bill, very good things.
But
right?
Unfortunately, the baby and the bathwater
get thrown out together, right? And one would say that maybe it had to happen so for other things to happen.
Yes, because I think we could find a more intelligent way to lobby the independent centers. There are lobby groups all over the world, in American politics. There are strong lobby groups. They're not bully groups, they are lobby groups. Although they do strong arm tactics sometimes. In the UK Parliament and the British parliamentary system, it's the same thing. There are serious lobby groups. So that is not new at all. However, we have heard some very damning statements concerning the independent senators.
And that too might have contributed. I mean, I have to say that too may have contributed to the unwillingness of the senators to support the bill.
Yeah.
But you know.
But fix it. And that's my cry.
We need to
Stop complaining.
We need to think this thing through.
Stop complaining about the independent senators. Fix it.
Yeah.
You the government.
We need to think this through. Well, again, the extent to what you could do would have been solved, or would have you know been helped with something like that.
Yeah.
But again, trust and everything got in the way,
Yeah.
and it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Right? And so we can't really again. I don't know who to blame in this situation. But
Yeah.
clearly, what would have happened over the weekend would have contributed somewhat. The statement of the Prime Minister may have contributed somewhat. And the general thoughts by the opposition, what they would have raised and put in the public domain with respect to race and all that kind of thing, that too may have contributed somewhat to that too.
No, I heard the leader of opposition say she is ready to talk crime. We've heard that before with the Prime Minister. But let's take it at face value and congratulate that move or that speech or that statement by the leader of opposition. I also heard or read where she spoke about the constitutionality of some of the issues in the ZOSO. But that too is that is like a dooser.
Yeah, but we didn't try it, right? The thing is, I mean, let me face it, they have been in office for 9 years, right? Prior to be, they had been in office for 9 years, and I mean, they try all kind of thing and it didn't work, and some of which were state of emergency, which is the most amount of subjection of your constitutional rights. So, and to a large extent, it didn't even work under them either. You still had crime, mountain murders and that kind of thing. So the thing is, we had to do something. Something has to be done.
So one of my first questions to the public is that, can you really make a dent in crime without abrogating, without curtailing some of your constitutional rights? Can we do it? There's a right to privacy. There are a lot of rights. And we talk about inalienable rights, but the Constitution always creates situations for those rights to be, no right is absolute.
Correct.
So we establish that we do have a situation. Yeah, you surrender some of those rights, you know, in terms of your freedom of movement. Can we have a better Trinidad and Tobago and enjoy everything as normal? Call me, 342-0081-4665-391. Call me. Can we have a better Trinidad and Tobago and enjoy the cake as usual? Good afternoon, caller.
Hey, how are you going?
Good evening.
Mr. Roll-Up.
Yes, sir.
The last time we spoke, I asked you if you had listened to what the lawyer said.
I can't hear you too clearly. Go ahead, repeat.
Last time we spoke, you had promised to listen to what the lawyer had to say concerning the same case where they shoot the man in the car. You had listened or you didn't? I just asked you.
Well, I think I listened to too many because there were more than one legal opinion by
I try to remember this. I try to remember the man's name, but I can't remember the name.
Yes, I remember you couldn't tell me.
You understand? But listen, you see me, where the crime situation is concerned. Are you willing to give up some of my rights?
Thank you.
I'm telling you.
Thank you.
Because I already give up some of my rights during all the state of emergency that they had.
True.
Are correct?
Yes, you're correct.
How far we could go? How much more rights could we give up? You understand? If they was going to ask, they're going to finish Saturday. And I tell you honestly, if they had asked to extend it for the sake of the crime situation, I would rather them go ahead and just find my rights. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Because, listen, we cannot live like this.
I agree with you.
No one knows what is going to happen after Saturday. We in a pickle, you know that. No, I just want to say something. You see to blame the independent senators about they didn't supporting the bill. That's how you know with me. From the day that thing surfaced, people started questioning that whole thing. Because we never live in a situation like before. And certain statement was made even before the vote passed. That was, I mean, when certain statement like that is made, she might be talking to him. What certain people do, they insult people directly who are looking for the support, who are looking for support from.
Yes.
And you cannot be, you shouldn't do that. You cannot, because you should not have done that. No, I hear anything is about no that was the independent senators. That's rubbish. You understand? You cannot tell me if people then bring 165 amendments. Am I correct?
Yes.
And the goodly attorney general stand up, I listen to the thing and say, well, we're not entertaining no amendments, you know, this bill needs to be passed now, and let the people read it 2 times and get it passed. That's the exact words. You hear that, that's how you listen. So what, it shouldn't have no amendments? He never give us the reason why. I'm saying this, like they help the bill to fail. It seems as though they help the bill to fail. Come off the independent senator's case and check the statements that was made by certain ones. You cannot insult them people like that. I hear one of the independents saying that I don't want to be here. Some of them don't want to be there. But going back to the point, this is me. I willing to suspend some of my rights. I willing.
Yes.
I want to say more, but I want to give somebody else a chance to talk.
Okay, because we're going to a break anyway. So after the break. So callers after the break, we'll continue. But one caller has already said he's ready. Are you ready? Will join me after the break.
Road March Energy? Check. Royal Castle flavor? Double check. Let's dive into the Royal Castle Road March Song of the Day on the Street 919 FM.
When the carnival pace pick up, Royal Castle is the most tasty and convenient stop.
Welcome to Royal Castle's drive-thru.
Whether we heading to the beach with chicken buckets and sides, having a house line with all the combos and sandwiches, or we stop by the castle to eat before the fete. Royal Castle local flavor is always part of the carnival.
It's the King of the Juve. Y'all take a little wine in the Juve. It's a real vibes in the Juve. Y'all see me down in the Juve. In the Juve. Hot y'all whining in the Juve. Walking it up in the Juve. Rocking it down in the tongues in the Juve. Paint on my face, well I come out for that. Rum drinking, well I come out for that. Pretty gal, well I come out for that. Them gal, them pushing it back. Don't care where you're from. Meet me in the town. The rum make y'all on. In the Juve. It's all around. Gal, whining down to the ground. We gon' make a move. Gal, let me see you walk. Make it bounce, make that bumper drop. Wine go down to the ground, don't stop. Make it bounce, make that bumper drop. Drop, y'all walk. Make it bounce, make that
I tell you it's steamy, we hours in the morning. All let us break loose. When the girl them winding up, don't care where you're from. Meet me in the town, the rum and garden. In the Juve, it's all around. Girl winding down to the ground. We gon' make a move. Girl, let me see you walk. Make it bounce, make that bumper drop. Wine go down to the ground, don't stop. Make it bounce, make that bumper drop. Drop, 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 I'll walk. Make it bounce, make that bumper drop. Wine go down to the ground, don't stop. Make it bounce, make that bumper drop. Drop, 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 drop. Hot girl whining in the Juve. Walking it up in the Juve. Walking it down in the top in the Juve. Paint on my face, well I come out for that. Rum drinking, well I come out for that. Pretty pretty girl, well I come out for that. Them girl, them pushing it back. Don't care where you're from. Meet me in the town. The rum and garden. In the Juve. It's all around. Girl winding down to the ground.
That was the Royal Castle Road March Song of the Day on the Street 919 FM.
When the carnival pace pick up, Royal Castle is the most tasty and convenient stop.
Welcome to Royal Castle's drive-thru.
Whether we heading to the beach with chicken buckets and sides, having a house line with all the combos and sandwiches, or we stop by the castle to eat before the fete. Royal Castle local flavor is always part of the carnival.
And we're back. So the Office of the Financial Service Ombudsman is here to help. The Office of the Financial Services Ombudsman is here to help. Have you filed a formal complaint with an insurance company at which the complaint arose? If yes, proceed to the next step. Has it been more than 2 months the matter or the claim is still unresolved? If yes, contact us at 800-4FSO. That number is 800-4FSO. Was your claim being denied, or are you dissatisfied with the outcome? If yes, contact us at 800-4FSO. So has your claim been denied, or are you dissatisfied with the outcome? If yes, call us at 800-4FSO. Message from the Office of the Financial Services Ombudsman.
I like that, because that adds another layer of expectation and responsibility by the state with respect to safeguarding citizens against insurance companies and
yes,
that kind of
which is important.
Banks and insurance companies, and because you have all kind of madnesses going on with them insurance company.
Without redress.
Yeah, without redress.
You don't know who to go to.
And you're paying a whole set. You see the bunks and loss and all them insurance companies, they're paying more premium than the bigger insurance company. And when somebody bunks you with them kind of insurance, you're vexed because you're saying, listen, I don't even want to hear nothing about it. Me want to go to the insurance. Just pay me for one time. Or
yes, that office, the Office of the Financial Service Ombudsman, is a very important office. So remember the checklist for insurance complaints. Have you filed a formal complaint with the insurance company in which a complaint arose? If yes, proceed to the next step. Has it been more than 2 months the matter or the claim is still unresolved? If yes, contact us at 800-4FSO. Was your claim denied, or are you dissatisfied with the outcome? If yes, call 800-4FSO.
We hope it's not like the Bureau of Standards.
We let's hope not.
Where you have a problem and you say go by the Bureau of Standards and you go there, they just take a complaint and you never hear from them.
You know, for real. So we asked the question before the break, are you willing to see a better Trinidad and Tobago and give up some of these rights? These rights that we so boast about. I have a right and we have a right and this one have a right. The criminal have a right. The murder man have a right. We all have rights. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, comrade.
Good afternoon.
This guy was talking about the AG and what he agreed to. the AG, before anybody talk about the amendments, he made it clear that time span for this thing is going to end on the 31st, which is Saturday. And you don't have time to do this whole set of amendments, because one man alone bring out 150 amendments on this piece of 28 article bill. So I see that as a hindrance. Right. So what I'm saying is that the AG said, I get enough feedback, but the AG said,
listen to us on your telephone and not your radio.
I'm on the phone. I am on the phone. I can hear you now. I still get a little feedback. Okay. The AG said that if because of the time frame for finishing, he wouldn't be able to take his amendments. Point out what he would look at. Each article, each clause, he points out to what it is, what he will look at. He was actually pointing out here, look at this one. And they go from article to article. I heard say that. I said that we are entertaining government. Everybody would look at it before they started to discuss it. Everybody did agree with the mischief in that was set upon the amendments. And everybody to go through the whole thing, listen to him. All the amendments, and that will create the situation to me. That is what created political situation in the president's senators to vote out. I say he feel they come along and he's trying to change behavior of the people of Trinidad and Tobago, because it no, let me start by saying I think we get up to fires in order to fix this crime situation. So we can't go and do the same thing over. And if we had passed the bill could have been. But the attitude of the senators, their objective is not to their objective is they are put there to see the interest of the people who are not represented in the parliament. That is what they supposed to represent. The people who can have no family outside being represented in the parliament. They have a special objective as an independent or president or supposed to see the interests of the society in general. But the shows that they show us that if people minded, it is called for. I don't know if you all will call them politicians. The house is a politician. You can't tell me no independent is not politicians. You can't take just things. So basically, that's my point. If we have to fix this crime situation, our youths has been bred on a kind of criminality, a mindset, on a criminality mindset. Everything is a smart man, isn't? I extorting, right? The communities themselves, people extorting people of in their little small business and all kind of things. The same, their own neighbor, their own friend, and right in their own communities, extorting their own people. And that is just a small part of the thing, apart from linking the youths together, bringing them together, and what we call the outside calling gangs. It's not necessarily gangs, it's the community talking to these guys and showing them little money, nice thing, and they gravitate towards that. And when they gravitate, the bigger ones. But I will say I will give up some. So curb this criminality, this behavior. If I have to give up a right to do that, I don't have no problem with that. Okay. But I am of the opinion that the opposition create this situation with them 100 and something amendments, talking whole night when they could have gotten the bill passed and come back and amend the bill after.
Okay, thanks, Colin. So that's another opinion, but he's ready to give up his rights. I think his complaint. And callers, when you call, please, we're now going to insist that you answer the question, and don't comment on the last comment. Answer the question and then you could go ahead, but it doesn't make sense you comment to Jerry and Jerry not on the radio show. Jerry's not the host of the show. Answer the question because we want to find out something. We want to find out something and create a conversation and not really cross-talk with each other. So, are you willing to abrogate certain of your rights or give up certain of your rights or curtail for a better Trinidad and Tobago and an improvement in the crime situation? Are you willing? Straight question, very short, very to the point. If yes, you say yes, and then you may tell us why, how you feel. If no, then so be it. Good afternoon, Mr. President.
Hey man, good afternoon, Mr. Rolando, and good afternoon, Mr. Stephen. Good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. And as usual, good afternoon, God, you always in the midst. Am I ready to give up rights? That's the question for this afternoon program for so far. Then I always just say that very and truly, and the way everything going, we don't really have no rights, because when the government really want to use up the rights and take it where they does that, the international governments, and all, if you understand, they're talking about human rights, and when the time comes, we have no rights because they ain't supporting you on your rights. What we may have is privileges. They are privileged until they're ready to even take away the privilege. And when they take away the privilege, it's like they take away the rights. Now, that situation you're talking about to give it up for crime, to solve crime. Look at, even in the state of emergency, you want to tell me that the way how they have the control, they have the authority of doing more or less what they want to do, because we could always say that. You mean to tell me they couldn't do that? But they're waiting until sort of some zoso to do what they're doing. All this thing is a set of joke. Now, the whole attitude of Sister Kamala opposing the independent senators and them. If you study the thing well, if I oppose you, then I wouldn't like the opposition. So because you opposing me, and if you opposing me, I go spite you. And if you understand Trinidad people, you should understand that we have a people here. We act upon any aggression so that we can eventually spiting one another, because spite is not a good thing, because it could come back to you. When you're spiting yourself too. But it happens in this society that is the governmental system we live in, whether we like it or not. The government that coming in there, you don't hear the PNM say they're looking to put out or the UNC must never rule again. But the UNC coming in and saying that the PNM must never rule again. But in my consciousness of my 60-something change, I know that the PNM not going nowhere. And these things, we as a people have to consciously understand the reality of what we're saying and what is happening, and how we could change that by we saying something better or different to what we're saying. Because what we're doing is putting ourselves in a pit by our own mouth. I don't know how to tell we in most cases, but as I say, some time ago, I have a formulation of forming an organization that could find 12 people inside the parliament so that we could lobby, or talk about the lobby early on. Nobody here made those things, but the system to govern the system for yourself, to come down to the real republic consciousness of what we would really like to have as a republic. We the slaves, we the peasants, we the voters have to take over the system. We have to take over the system in such a way that we just didn't put up 41 people up there. We control the 41 people, and we're not doing that. We're giving those same people to take away the rights on top. When we put them there, they take away the rights, and I could fall right there, because that is the truth.
Mr. President, we asked you a simple question, right? But you went on and went on. But how
Yeah, I know that.
Listen, let me ask you something. From just what you say there.
Yeah.
How the people, you said we give the 41 the rights to run the country on behalf of us, right? That is what exists now. You saying that the people must be in control. Tell me how we will be in control again? What the people supposed to do?
This is why I'm saying the people really supposed to have an organization of themselves in the first instance.
Mr. President, this show is a solution show. We build solutions here. Tell me how. You say the people have to be in control. Tell me how the people...
Well, this is what I am telling you. You see, you just don't understanding what I'm saying. The people, you know who are the people? The people are, let me put it in this way. The people is the poor people we have a system that is reading develop the system, and that system elects people out of us. Though they elect people out of us, they are an organization of themselves that form themselves as governance on top. Right. When they come out to it, we the people who have taken out people from, we have no organization to say that we can hold a constitutional order and able to deal with the representative we put up there, because really and truly the only people we have up there really, truly is really the representatives that we put up there. We can't talk ministers and senate and all kind of thing. We have to deal with the representatives that we elect, that we encourage to be elected out of us and put them in office.
I understand that, but tell me how you're doing it. Tell me, you're saying something, and I maybe I don't understand what you're saying.
Well, from earlier o'clock, I keep on saying brothers like all yourself who on top the system as how it is called all this again. Yeah, but all the brothers and them who up there. All the brothers and not me, I can form an organization, another form an organization of the people, a sort of a what we call a side by or side by political organization that could be able to
you know what people that have like us in the country?
Yeah.
You know how many people that have like us in the country? Probably almost 1 million.
Well, I mean, take out, we look, every constituency, it is the same way. We do the Republican, just as how the governmental system is go, but we haven't 12 out of the constituencies out of them. We put down set 12 so that 12, the people will understand that 12, like I keep on saying, I have an organization named the Liberal Independent Brotherhood. Let me move with something. If we don't move with something, we will be continually taken from the massa and not helping ourselves to move forward. See for self, do for self. We're not doing that. We come out from slavery and still being slaves under massa, and that is...
You've got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the street. 919 FM. Get ready to immerse yourself in the vibrant rhythms and enjoy a spirit of sweet calypso. Join us for an unforgettable experience at the semi-final round of the Calypso Monarch competition. This is Calypso Fiesta. 40 Calypso stars will compete on the Skinner Park stage. Calypso Unleashed, boundless harmonies. Mark your calendars. Saturday, February 7th, 2026. Join us at Skinner Park in San Fernando for an afternoon of pure Calypso magic. Showtime 2 p.m. Tickets available on islandetickets.com or call us at 623-9660. Don't miss out on a chance to experience the rhythm and joy of the Caribbean in 2026. Calypso Unleashed, boundless harmony. This is Calypso Fiesta.
Play away, break away, play away. 1, 2, 3, go. It's a bigger prize than the money nice in the play away, break away. We betting hard and we betting hard in the play away, break away.
It's bacchanal in the play away, breakaway. Win up to 30 to 1 on the base, 130 to 1 with the Juve ball, 135 to 1 with the steel pan ball, and 150 to 1 with the soccer ball. Wager on at least one mega mix option for a chance to break away with bigger play away prizes this carnival.
It's a bigger prize than the money nice in the play away, break away. We betting hard and we betting hard in the play away, break away.
Players must be 18 years and over. Please play responsibly.
How you just turn on this time machine, boy?
Bro, we have to...
Yes, I know, we had to go, but I had to start it.
On Sunday, February 1st, 2026, Captain Starbright and Tim Tim are going to take your kids on a magical journey to the past, present, and future of Carnival, the greatest show on earth. Get ready for Kids Carnival Kingdom. Back to the future.
Yeah, but how we going if this time machine not working, boy?
Bro, you're putting me Smolter. It's powered by Smolter.
Oh, it's powered by Smolter. All right, put it. All right, let's go.
Kids Carnival Kingdom. Back to the future. Sunday, February 1st, Skinner Park, San Fernando. Rides, slides, games, soca stars, and more. Parents, watch them learn about their culture and save the future of Carnival. Early bird tickets available online at islandetickets.com or timetolime.com and in store at advertised outlets. Kids Carnival Kingdom. Call 337-KIDS for more information. Kids Carnival Kingdom. Back to the future.
On Carnival Thursday night, the country descends upon the Queen's Park Savannah for the biggest concert in Carnival.
I feel for woman and a woman and a woman and a rum and a woman and a woman and a rum and a woman and a woman and a woman and
Vibes with Voicey X.
I got the air, all when I jump in with the friends. I got the air.
This year we say cheers to 10. 10 years of dreaming, 10 years of growth, 10 years of voice. Vibes with Voicey X. The biggest names in soca will be a part of this special celebration. 10 years of Voice's life and career. Physical tickets at GT's West Mall Entrance City Mall, 5th Street Bar, Ariapita Avenue, 519 Restaurant C3 Center, Woodford Cafe Chagonis, Fairways Tobago, and online at frontlineticketing.com. Sponsored by Digicel, The Security Zone, Guardian Media Limited, Stag, A Man's Beer, Hennessy, Coca-Cola, Royal Castle, Dasani, Monster Energy Drink. Vibes with Voicey X.
Join me on Carnival Thursday.
Queen's Park Savannah.
It's in we
Mayaro, get ready for the preliminary round of the National Stick Fighting Competition. On Friday, 30th January from 7 o'clock in the evening, stick fighters from the country's greatest Gayels will face off in an epic clash of strength, skill, and tradition at Mayaro Recreation Grounds. Witness the best warriors battle for a coveted spot in the semi-final round. Tickets, just $50. Available at Grandstand Ticket Booth. Online at islandetickets.com. NCC office, Victoria Square, Port of Spain. The National Stick Fighting Preliminaries, Friday 30th January from 7 o'clock in the evening at Mayaro Recreation Grounds. For more info, visit at TT Carnival 365 on Instagram or call 622-1670 for more information. Presented by the NCC, supported by Mackeson and Forest Park Punching Rum.
Attention all fetters. This is a classified report. Army Fed is now operating under new protocols. Your mission is to assemble at the Queen's Park Savannah on Friday, February 6th at 2100 hours.
Army Feds!
Be prepared for live band,
the biggest artists of VIP section,
and walk with your coolers well topped up.
It's the safest set in TNT.
And we've deployed major support to aid in your requests for FFUN.
Sure, yes, sir.
We've dispatched some of your preferred team members already.
And some new recruits as well.
Remember, fetters, should you or any of your troops be caught red-handed, Army Fet will disavow any knowledge of your actions. Army Fet, attention! Get your tickets now. Physical tickets, cachet nationwide. Bobby's Bar Curep, Smiles Bar Curep, That's International Arena, Lounge Fashion, Eastgate Mall, Bella Binella, Woodbrook, Toddlers to Teens, Mukarapa Road, Woodbrook, Richards, West Mall, Woodford Cafe, Price Plaza, Chaguanas, Larry's Fashion Labels, Sandy Grandy and Chaguanas, We Supermarket, Coquier and San Fernando, TT Lunch Kit, Palmy, San Fernando. Online at islandetickets.com. The Army Fed hotline is 687-6996.
Friday, February 6th.
Assemble for the biggest and the
safest vet in TNT. Army Vet.
Soldiers at ease.
What are you doing?
Crunchnival at KFC is so special to all our we. Like we need blood and we vein. We need KFC again and again. Start to crunch, start to crunch, start to crunch down now. Start to crunch with your crew, look the touchdown now. KFC time to wave and just bite down now because it's Crunchnival.
What are you doing? Do what you want with the crunch, don't fight it. baby crunch with KFC. When the taste moves your waist, you know it's Crunch Nival at KFC.
When the carnival pace pick up, Royal Castle is the most tasty and convenient stop.
Welcome to Royal Castle's drive-thru.
Whether we heading to the beach with chicken buckets and sides, having a house line with all the combos and sandwiches, or we stop by the castle to eat before the fete. Royal Castle local flavor is always part of the carnival.
The Lion brand always had a plan, giving great taste all across the land. Pelori fry, bake, roti and double stew, made with great taste just for me and you. All through the year and all season, Lion brand is the reason. When the Lion brand in the kitchen, we know to mix and move, we're gonna mix and move.
This carnival season, mix and move with the Lion brand of products, the power behind our great taste traditions.
With the Lion brand.
Trinidad and Tobago, get ready for words, blitz, and raw lyrical fire. It's Kaisorama 2026, the ultimate extempo and freestyle competition where only the sharpest minds survive. On Monday, February 2nd, the battle begins at Radisson Hotel with the preliminary round at 7 p.m. Watch the nation's best extempo giants go head-to-head, thinking fast, rhyming faster. Then it all comes down to the grand final on Tuesday, February 10th, 7 p.m. at Napa. One crown, one champion. Pure lyrical mastery. Think you have what it takes? Registration is now open until Friday, January 30th at all Tuco offices. Tickets preliminary $150, grand final $250. Don't miss the clash of culture, creativity, and calypso brilliance. Kaisorama 2026, where lyrics rule and legends are born. Kaisorama!
Everyone get in a rage, like an escape from a cage. We don't care who fall, when we run in the wall. We go leave the roof, when we lift off the roof. Hey, Mr. Promoter, you don't get your quota. And how come the place, in a disaster? You is the jab master from the area. But I take away it, you is a hypocrite. Come now, the way, mash up the place. Everybody, cheer up the place. That's what I say, turn up the place. We got permission to F up the place. Then we start a riot, the place too quiet. Everyone get in a rage, like the escape from a cage. We don't care who fall, when we run in the wall. We go leave the roof, when we lift off the roof. Hey young lady, you're looking so pretty, and I find you looking cute in your jab suit. I go tell you straight, and I go tell you flat. A real jab woman don't move them like that. Come now the way, mash up the place. Everybody, cheer up the place. That's how I say, turn up the place. We got permission to F up the place. Then we start a riot, the place too quiet. Everyone get in a rage, like an escape from a cage. We don't care who fall, when we run in the wall. We go leave the roof, when we lift off the roof. I want back my money, party done early, and the police come and run me. Do you think that's fair? Do you think that's right? In my pocket, I have a dynamite. Come now the way, mash up the place. Everybody, cheer up the place. That's how I say, turn up the place. We got permission to F up the place. Then we start a riot, the place too quiet. Everyone get in a rage, like an escape from a cage. We don't care who fall, when we run in the wall. We go leave the roof, when we lift off the roof. Mash up the place. Tear up the place. Turn up the place. We got permission to F up the place.
Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
come off of this soon because we're going to go in another direction. If you are you willing to give up your rights, your civil rights, your rights for a better Trinidad and Tobago? Because the theory is we cannot have what we want until we are willing to give up what we have. We cannot have what we want unless we are willing to give up what we have. So we continue in our discussion here after the break. And we're asking the question whether you're ready to give up your rights. Are you ready? Are you prepared to give up your rights for a better Trinidad and Tobago? We are saying that you cannot have what you want unless you're willing to give up what you have. Good afternoon, caller.
Good evening again. I said it already, but I will give up my rights, even if they have to extend this state of emergency, right?
Yes.
But I just want to make one comment. I ain't going to be long, but I ain't really supposed to call back. The president of the Senate, did he give a time frame when this debate on the Zozo bill was supposed to end? As far as you know?
As far as I'm aware.
Good. No, I'm just making a reply because, and I don't want to have no drama with the caller. The caller is saying it should take too long to answer the amendments. The first person who talk about time in the Senate is Mr. Jeremy. He said the government don't have time. And I am saying that didn't come from the president of the Senate. Although he's an UNC appointee, he didn't say that. And I'm saying, when you say that, and his exact words was, let's read the statement at 2 times and get the bill passed. That is when the concourse was made after. So the person talking about time to read the amendments, all the 165 would not have been read. They would have discarded all. And do you know, maybe if they had allowed the amendments to be read, you know, a few, it might have swayed the independence. But I've seen it again. When you come out and say, I would not entertain any amendments, this bill need to pass because the government don't have time. I like the bill to be read at 2 times and pass. What you doing? That was insulting. And as I said before, that contributed to, I mean, it's people you're talking to. And that could have contribution in some measure for them not to support. There was one person who stayed a very long time to answer. I forget his name, Dr. something. You understand? So I just make that point. I didn't hear the speaker say that the bill that was being debated had a time frame to finish. We all know why Jeremy said what he said. Because yes, so he's going to finish on Saturday. We're not stupid. So that's what I will talk about. It that take too long. No, that was not for Jeremy to say. Because the Senate president never gave a time when the debate was supposed to end. It's that Jeremy is the one who bring that time into play. I'm gone.
All right, thank you, caller.
Well, a number of things outside of Trinidad and Tobago is happening that will
yes.
undoubtedly affect Trinidad and Tobago.
We digress.
And for quite some time we haven't really been talking about what's happening in Russia, what's happening in Ukraine, what's happening in the Middle East. And we see that apart from everything else, it looks as though we are going into another war. And it looked like it could be a long and protracted one. And while America is saying, just like they said when they were in the Caribbean, that they're not going to attack or they're not going to, it is almost imminent that America will attack Iran. The question is, the America's warships are already in the Arabian Sea, and the question is, who's going to attack first? We know America will attack Iran. We know why. America will. The bully is the bully of the world, and they feel that they must do this at this time. They say that they want to prevent Iran from ever having any nuclear ability to any nuclear war, any nuclear to have any nuclear war against, in particular, Israel. And they are going to attack Iran. What do you think will come out of that?
Well, two things are true. They will do so successfully. However, Iran is not Venezuela.
And Iran is not Iraq.
Worse yet. So when Venezuela might have gotten knocked out in the first round without pelting a punch or without landing a blow, I don't expect this fight to last 12 rounds, but I still expect some punches to be traded.
I think this is one war. America will certainly get a bloody nose or a broken arm or a leg. Because from what I see, Iran going down just so.
No. And then America has interests which they are also able to tamper with. And
So
they
that Iran
they
launch-
retaliate.
Iran now has ICBM that could reach America. And certainly they would have indicated, if you touch us, we will empty everything at you. Wherever you are and your proxies. So Israel had to look out. Wherever their bases are in the Middle East, they had to look out too. And it's not a good sign. It's not a good feeling. It will be bad for of course the Strait of Hormuz will be closed, and about 30 or 40% of the oil that passes through there will no longer be able to go through. So that will mean a suppression of the movement of cargo and that kind of thing. So things will become very expensive, and this is why I'm saying it. Things may or could become very expensive for Trinidad and Tobago. Oil, the price of oil may go up, may spike, and you have other things that will affect us. And this is why it is very important that we look at the geopolitics from time to time. We need to pay attention to what's going on in the Middle East, because certainly this may be a different kind of this might be a different kind of opponent for America. And while, because we live in the West, we feel America is the biggest and the baddest and they have all the technology in the world and that kind of thing, but that is swiftly changing. Certainly a lot of people don't feel so anymore, and for those who know will tell you that there are some new sheriffs in town added to the US. So that is something we could probably explore and look at how it is going to affect Trinidad and Tobago, most certainly. Huh?
Well, what is true is that, as we say, things are not going to go totally according to plan. This is a enemy, for want of a better word, of a different strength. So you don't expect, you expect dominance. However, it wouldn't be a, how to put it, it wouldn't be as we expect, because we know that the Iranians can pack a punch of their own. I think the fear of the Iranians would have been the unity of the Arab world, but we have not seen that as yet. Thus far.
Well, to a large extent, Saudi Arabia and all the other places would have restricted America from attacking Iran from their territory.
Right.
And that, to a large extent, says something. It says that they are the Abraham Accord is fragile, and they to themselves are feeling that Iran could do some significant damage to them themselves and create more turmoil in the Middle East. So let's see where it go. Clearly, what you see happening is that Trump is doing the same thing he did the last time. And by the way, a lot of people don't know that last 12-day war they had in June last year, where Israel attacked, where America indicated that they destroyed Iran nuclear capability, and Israel was attacked. Iran did do significant damage in Israel and got through that Iron Dome. So a lot of people thought that Iran couldn't do that. They did that. The news wouldn't tell you that, but a lot of Iran's missile went through and did some major damage in some places in their military industrial complex, and that kind of thing. So it is not hard for Iran to, and now Iran is even more fortified, right, with S4, the Russian S-400 and Chinese weapons. So I mean, it is something that we had to look at, because clearly a war in Iran wouldn't necessarily benefit us in Trinidad and Tobago. And sometimes we feel that what's happening across in those areas, to a large extent, does not affect us, and it's not our business. We have no need to study it. Well, you need to study it, because it is going to affect us.
Well,
in ways you can't imagine.
Well, to be honest, Senior, those are not my issues. I take those things and I think that is war between superpowers. My issues are, and which I would want to engage the pavilion and all our listeners, is the issue of civil disobedience, which to me is the undermining and interlocking principle in Minneapolis, in Iran, and all such places, except Trinidad, for now. When you suppress lawful means of protest and expression and rights, it creates a bubble. When you totally, you realize in I don't know if you're following the news, but I know you are avid news listener and reader. Trump has vowed to scale back his forces in Minneapolis because the crowd, it is having the opposite effect. The crowd is swelling. They're getting much more pushback. And what happens is that after a while, now we see a level of hooliganism. We do see that. But after a while, people become very organized. And then you make leaders and officials targets by your actions. The Iranian suppression, the regime suppression, the totalitarian regime by Ayatollah Khomeini, his leadership thus far, that has caused the bubble, the suppression of the media, the attacks on members of the public and other what we call political figures, has caused such a groundswell. If you watch what is going on in Iran, people do not care anymore. The insiders report talk about thousands and thousands of bodies piled up. And you know, all the talk we talk in this part of the world, we're afraid to die. A lot of people want to go to heaven, but we don't want to die. Worse yet, we don't want to die for that. You understand? When bullets start to fly, it's a different discussion, you know. We could curse the police, we could curse this, the other. But sometimes you push the society to an extreme where after a while, some people, not everybody, make up their mind that this is it. The nurse, Pretty, or Pretty, I think it's pronounced, Alex, made up his mind to do what he had to do, stand up for his rights. It cost him his life.
And he being an ICU nurse.
Yes.
That, you know.
Are we in any way here planting the seeds as we did sometime before in our history for civil disobedience based on people being disillusioned? We try one color, it ain't work. We try the next one, and we getting a little toothache for now. Are we becoming tone deaf? And I'm talking about we in leadership in plural, not just the ultimate or the person in charge, but all the other, some of the other ministers. When you hear them speak, sometimes you wonder, are we becoming tone deaf? Therefore, people are taking hard positions. For example, with the Zoso, instead of a compromise or a rationale, we just hear no. Because people are becoming hard. People are becoming hard. If it be true that we survived 10 years or 9 years of disfavorable management, you don't have 10 years of doing the same thing. The public will not allow it. As a matter of fact, the memory of the hurt and the pain will be so sharp, which is unfair because you remember you now come in. But the people had been going through this so long, it looked like, you know, it's like when a girl tell you, red flag, she just meet you. But she started telling about she X and X and X, and you want to know, where this boy do you? So, girl, you didn't know me good.
Yeah, you
Good.
want her on email.
Yeah, but she started talking about red flag, and this had happened. I had an ex like you know, and this and that, the other. Are we sowing the seeds for that type of hardened positions? Even the criminals, you know, the justice system ain't working. They sit or go to school. We will get a job. I do that. Good. Are we creating the seeds here for that type of civil disobedience? And therefore, how do we view civil disobedience in line with clogged spaces for expression of dissent? It's almost like you can't criticize no more. If you criticize, you're against. You know? And that is where I gave kudos to people like Louis Leasing and Miss Nunez Teixeira. People who were in the party and said, this is not the party. The party is not a one man, you know. The party is not one man. And as members of the party, we should see as well where we disagree and where the party is going wrong. Is the batting side able to do the same thing in this innings? Is there somebody, or are there people or remnants of people who say, listen to me, the people give you a mandate, we're trying our best, however, let we fix these things. Let we fix these things. No motive imputed. How do we see civil disobedience in the light of the things that have been happening? The measures, remember, as a member of the...
Sometimes leadership are measured by the ability to take hard and strong decisions, right?
Correct.
Sometimes you see a group, sometimes another side will pounce on things like that and say that you are weak because you are able to turn the screw on you and make him change your mind and that kind of thing. So, but that being said, you also have to be, you can't be tone deaf. You have to be able to read the tea leaves, to be able to see the things that probably you should be seeing, that the ordinary man on the street seeing. Because remember, you up there, you may not necessarily be seeing what the ordinary man on the streets are seeing and feeling. So, And it's not so much that you're up there neither, because I mean we had this very idea that politicians they make so much money
and it lasts forever.
And
Power.
Yeah, it's just really the power of some of them and that kind of thing. But by and large, they understand what's going on. It's really the ability to collectively make a decision outside of the public domain to say, well, look, listen, the public is having a problem with this, maybe we should adjust it X, Y, Z. And we see that happening with this government to some extent.
And you shouldn't take it personal. It is not that your idea is bad. But even too much medication in one go could make you choke.
Exactly.
When you're small and they used to get your bush tea and tell you that good for you.
But in all fairness, this government, better than the other one, you see that they have gone in directions where they have indicated that they're making some changes based on how the public feel, how the public sees certain
Or they will relook it.
Or they will relook it.
Because I remember the Prime Minister talking about the fines, where she scolded the people, the law agents to have a conscience. And that's not written anywhere.
And we see to some extent a reduction in it.
Yeah, we haven't heard the complaints as much, in truth.
We've seen it. But also, we've heard her talk about after the shooting, the last few days, when the public started talking about body cam and that kind of, we heard her say that, hey, listen, body cam is something she would support. She want the police to wear body cams. And
yeah.
I mean, that is something that will add another layer of responsibility, accountability, I should say. And, you know, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
On the other side, you wasn't hearing that. You wasn't hearing it like that. There was one man talking. There was one man
and no dog,
saying
no dog back. Yeah.
Right? So clearly, you see, when you're in government, brother, you have a tall order. You in charge. You have to.
You're responsible.
You're responsible.
Yeah.
You will be the one. Nobody care. The PNM was in office last week.
No, that no matter.
That's done. Right? You taking responsibility. So at the end of the day, you have to do what you have to do. What is best, because the people put you there to do that. And don't feel everybody in Trinidad put you there to do that, because you in charge now.
Correct.
So you have to do what you feel is the best thing for the country, right? And you could tweak it as you go along. If when you see things happening, you see changes, you see how it affects people, how it may not be how you had it on paper, it may not end up like that. You could tweak it. And we've seen that level of flexibility in this government as opposed to the other. So I wouldn't be too hard on them in saying that the thing now start, the party now start, and let's see where it goes. The government have to do something, because if they don't do anything and things continue the way it's going, at the end of the term, people will say, listen, they were there for 5 years and they did nothing. And they could have done X, Y, Z. Because with all the people here making noise, there are large constituent of people who saying that the Zoho was a good bill, right? Maybe the way they approached it, maybe, you know, a number of things could have, you know, changed. Maybe even what happened over the weekend would have marred to some extent the views of those who were supposed to vote for it. So I don't know. I mean, damn if you do, damn if you don't. But the thing is, the government had to do what the government had to do. And that's my position.
Bitter medicine. So call us on 342-008-1466-5391. And I want you to comment basically on the notion that the present government, whether you find they're becoming tone deaf, whether you advocate for a little more patience, whether you understand, or whether you find that they could be a little more sensitive. Good afternoon, caller.
Yeah, good afternoon, yeah, Mr. Lau. Okay, tell the match referee here. Very good topic. You see, we inherited, it goes back to the system we inherited from Britain. Right? We had this House of Lords as the upper chamber, and you had the the Commons as the lower house, right? And the Senate is a replica of it should be operating as what the British thought it would have been operating as the House of Lords, right? We find ourselves in this situation. We not a homogeneous. Well, we not a homogeneous society as Britain was in those days when this political system came about. We know this was transplanted here wholesale, right? And now we're seeing the effects of it. Because know how the independent senators, as some people call it presidential senators, could have more power to derail policy formulation from a sitting government, a government that has a majority in the lower house. So we have to look at some time at having what they call a unicameral house, that we have no Senate at all, right? And some of the smaller islands, they have that. Some of them, they do not have. They have a unicameral house, right? And these are the kinds of things people not saying, and people just talking. But we have to understand where we came from and what political system was transplanted down here. Worse in a plural society, because if you check the other islands, well, Guyana is not an island as everybody knows, but Guyana was a British colony, right? And none of the islands don't have the kind of problems in terms of the plural society. But the plural society is another name for the heterogeneous society, right? So our political system is different because of we have two major races and they're running very close in terms of the population. So and politics being an adversarial activity, we'll always have politics night and day. Politics never will stop in a plural society. We have to look like places like Malaysia, and see what we could gain from them, because they were also plural societies that had intellectuals study, plural society, and they came up with certain solutions, right? We don't get news from Malaysia here at all, for example. So I really can't say what's really up to date in Malaysia, but you do not hear much about any ethnic strife and thing in Malaysia as far as I know. So this is the kind of things we have to do. Now the Zozo was unique to Jamaica. And again, Jamaica is a homogeneous society, right? And then Jamaican patriotism and nationhood is different to ours here. You do not have quarrels between, as far as I know, with policy in terms of the Jamaica Defense Force and the Jamaica Consular Force. They work as one, right? And Jamaica violence was more or less political based from the 80s, right? When Manley and Siega, they were loggerheads, and Manley tried a kind of socialist system, and of course he didn't get no support from the American government, and apparently he was derailed, and Siega became the prime minister through a no-vote campaign again. So we cannot depend upon Jamaica too much for examples. What they could have done, the government could have done probably to have one or two people who would have experience operating in the Jamaica Defense Force and a kind of secondment here to be a kind of advisors, right? As to how we could have it here, not wholesale, but we could extract essential parts of it and kind of insert it in our situation. So we have to look. It's a lot. I mean, if I talk, I'll talk the whole night with this thing. But if you really study this thing, it's a very complex situation we have found ourselves in. But my thing is, no way independent senators, right, could derail a policy formulation from a sitting government. I do not know where else that could happen, right? So we have to look at these things. Mr. Matthijssen and our Mr. Willox. We have to educate our people. Right? Now, people say we should have referenda enshrining the Constitution. Some people saying that. But I do not know if that, in a plural society, how that will work. Because we'll end up with the same 50-50 vote. A referendum is a plural of referendum. Eh? So people just talk about referendum as referendum because you will not only have one referendum, right? We have look in Grenada. Look in Grenada. In Grenada, they have referenda enshrined in their constitution, and then we have in Jamaica it is enshrined in their constitution.
I was just
right?
about to say that.
So,
I was just about to say that.
Yes. So our situation is different. Is completely different. But we have academics here.
So it makes it even easier to dissect, not to dissect.
Yes, it is. To implement it. Yeah. So the people, I don't know. As I say, academics in Trinidad, you think we supposed to depend upon Jamaica to come up with a crime solution? Yeah? Right? And every morning I hear somebody is a criminologist on the TV. That's why I don't watch TV and programs and things again. But what they leaving for the citizenry here? Right? What it is they living?
Well, Mr. King, my only divergence from your view, and I totally agree with your view in the main, and I like the fact, which is what I told Senior Masterson. The government will complain at nauseam about the whole issue about independent senators. Fix it. Tell us how you plan to fix it. If it's a problem, come up with us. You have prescribed a solution. You have prescribed the adaptation of a unicameral system. For whatever it's worth, that's a solution. But we keep complaining. Every time there's a vote, we complain about the independent senators.
You know you can't fix that, just.
No,
right?
but
you know what the configuration requires to fix that.
What?
So,
what is confederation requires?
You need a certain kind of majority to fix
Well, then all that says is that you have work to do, sir. That's all that says. You have work to do. But you cannot keep on throwing stones at the independent bench. They are there, enshrined by the Constitution, protect. They're not going anywhere. Fix it. If there's a problem, fix it. And sometimes they talk about flies and how you kill flies. More with honey than with vinegar. The other issue is this. I don't see Jamaica as a homogeneous society. I see Jamaica just as Trinidad, but on a different basis. They may not have an ethnic issue, but they surely have a serious class issue.
But they are more nationalized.
But nationalism will crowd it, and I agree with you there. They have a different sentiment altogether.
Part of the world,
yeah.
You know, Jamaican is proud to
and they preach that.
Yeah.
So when it comes to troubleshooting problems, there's sometimes a level ground where they can see together for the good of Jamaica. Once you preach that sentiment, you could kill most debates.
As far as I know, homogeneous really refers to the ethnic content or composition and not the class. Because in Jamaica they have this brownings, which is the kind of what we call red people, right? For example, Bruce Golding was the former prime minister who I met in Jamaica. They call him yellow man because he's a red man. You understand?
Yeah.
And this kind of thing, right? But homogeneity is based on the heterogeneous is based more on two major ethnic groupings. It has nothing to do with race.
Ethnicity.
Right? It has nothing. It's pure ethnicity. Right? But race, the class became a part of the stratification of society. Right? So, as I said, the higher color is higher considered in the society. That is where the class came in. Right? And then the people they call the moneyed class will most likely be people who, the higher, it was so from the colonial system that the higher color you have.
The plantation class.
Yeah, from Plantation Society. Yeah, that's how it is. So we have to sit down but this thing cannot continue. This thing cannot continue with the people, whoever government there being derailed because some independent senators do not support whatever policy they're trying to implement, right? Because what kind of society, we live for our people? So that is what I have to say for now. But I did some serious studies in this whole situation.
Okay.
So, Mr. Matters.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just telling you. Well, let me hear you.
All of that, to a large extent, adds to the layer of complexity in running this Trinidad and Tobago. You have all these issues which are it's just the same thing that exists in Trinidad and Tobago exists in Jamaica, but we also have that extra layer of ethnicity and biases and all that kind of thing, and political rivalry and all the other things, and that is creating a lot of bringing a lot of baggages to bear on getting public service done in Trinidad and Tobago in the way it should be done, right?
Yeah.
And when you add the lack of nationalism, people prefer to stay in their little silos and say nothing, and which is what Mr. President talk about. People prefer to stay in their little silos and say nothing and just gripe and grief and not support, and Eric Williams talk about the recalcitrant minority. That's kind of like what you were talking about. People in general, have this propensity in Trinidad and Tobago because they're not nationalistic. You're not seeing this thing as we should be moving together. If we fix it, if we come together and fix it, it will benefit all of us. We're not seeing it like that. So we're having a serious problem.
Because of the adversarial politics that comes from a plural society. Patrick Manning keeps saying Trinidad is a hard place to govern Trinidad and Tobago. But he went Jamaica and talking about he cannot be all things to all people. So we already seen, right? When he went to Jamaica, P.J. Patterson invited him in 1991 and he was giving a lecture. I read that where he said that that he cannot be all things to all people, and I laugh when I read that article. Yeah. Anyhow, that's my contribution for today. So
thank you.
I'm listening. Yeah, good.
I don't know if you watched the T20 today.
Yes. Well, the T20, I watched part of it. Well, South Africa.
We stopped catching mango, boy. We had to play our next sport.
Well,
how much did Clinton the Cock go ahead and go on to score? Because when I saw him, he was in brutal form.
Well, I saw that man hitting some six and all kind of thing.
He was angry.
Yeah.
The commentator said if the West Indies could score 200 on a wicket, it means it's flat. That means the next side going and score 600. Because when you saw the 200, it looked good. It really looked good. Shane Rutherford was in sterling form. But in came Clinton de Kock.
Yeah, Clinton de Kock lick up the West Indies.
Yeah.
But again, we have a CARICOM, I think Dr. Mohammed Ofan, Guyana president.
Yes.
He is the point man for cricket in West Indies here. And I don't hear him making no contribution at all. I think it was yesterday morning. I said, wait, what is happening? What is the CARICOM point man in terms of West Indies cricket? We don't hear nothing.
Listen, we could only beat up on each other. That's what we like to do. Anyhow, let me get next caller to call. Good afternoon, caller. Hello, good afternoon. Oh, that call lost. You can call back. So the number to call us is 34200. The caller is back. Good afternoon, caller.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
I think I had a very good tutorial this afternoon. I listened to Mr. Matteson and your goodly self with respect to, you say, unrest or civil disobedience and whatnot.
Yes.
And the history would tell you that governments in this country, and you have to pay attention to that.
Yes.
Going way back, and I could bring it up to 1986. I always refer to it. You saw it under Panday to a limited extent. You saw it between the period 2010 to 2015.
Yes.
So the lessons of those events would serve any government well. You can't be stiff-nosed. You have to engage in one of the elements of good government or good governance. That is, we're talking about consensus-oriented decision-making. That is critical. Those things are critical. Communication. You have to be communicating with, and you can't stick. You have ministers, they have to perform. They have to get on with the business of governance, especially in this era. You have to be responsive. I saw some degree of responsiveness with respect to that licensing business matter and whatnot, where the population show their objection to certain matters and the government moves swiftly to deal with it. But you can't leave things. For example, I heard something on a radio where some people communicating that they have a buses going from San Fernando to Port of Spain, but all the buses are being sent up to carry students to UE. Then the minister has, and that's been going on for about 2 weeks. The minister has something. You don't increase the frustration of people.
Yes.
You can't, when people get frustrated, and especially in these times, then you have the other side, your adversaries, they start to mobilize.
Yes.
So I don't know what they're doing, and I would just, in a simple sense, tell the minister in charge of transportation, pay attention to those things. Pay attention to that. Either you come out and tell them, well, you don't have, communicate. We don't have the buses, come to the statement and you have no buses and whatnot. But you see, the thing about the problem I've always tell you about these public officers and whatnot, who influence ministers, right? They control business, they control it. And they have to look at that. Another thing I know time is running out, with respect to the Minister of Homeland Security, he must pay attention to the Attorney General of Thomas and the Attorney General. That's separation of powers. You don't get yourself in that. Let the police commissioner do what he had to do. You are you stay out of that. You cannot appear to be acting on behalf of the police.
Exactly.
Pay attention to the Thomas and act. I would advise him to keep very close to a very good attorney, good lawyer in the government, which is Hossein. Hossein, what's his name again? This young guy.
Yes.
Keep close to him. Keep close to him. But you keep your distance from that. Right? That case, Thomas and the AG, I think in 1981, 82, is very instructive.
Yes.
It speaks to what we call intra-separation of powers. So there are a number of things that they ought to do. And as I said, the government can't be stiff-nosed. You can't be arrogant. You can't not willing to compromise and listen to people. You'll get in problem. Robinson had that problem. And you can't be like Panday. He said, nobody will touch my government and get unscathed. And all this other thing, my party, and all that kind of thing. That may not work today. So come down, as I said, come down from there.
You know, and as you say that, Mr. West, I make the cricket analogy. When you're facing a good bowler, you hit him 2 sixes, ball after ball. Watch the third ball, you know.
Yeah.
Don't get confident and come down the wicket, you know, and start to show off.
Yeah. But that is it.
Mulitaran will spin it around the bat.
Yeah.
And you will see your stumps flying.
Yeah. So I having a little experience, having lived through those periods.
Yes.
I just saying they don't know. I'm telling people to do what I know. I just as a citizen are saying what my experience or my experiences were.
Yes.
And it's up to, I'm not telling you don't have to listen to me or anything, but those who don't hear, just feel.
Yes.
All right. Thanks again. I don't want to take too much of your time.
Thank you, caller.
Thank you. I mean, you know, what he's saying there is so instructive. You know, you see, this government has a certain amount of, maybe still have some goodwill.
Goodwill, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you had a deposit.
Yeah, you have that deposit.
But-
Use it wisely. Yeah?
Yes.
Use it wisely. Because, you know, the people are beginning to get, you know, quite frustrated. And that could spell something for you going forward.
Yes.
So you really need to manage that goodwill that you have still, and we know the government for the most part they have the people that, I mean, the Prime Minister is very
and I try to remember people, as I did say with Dr. Rowley, to be fair, but they're both humans, eh? He didn't always get it right, we know, and she will not always get it right. Our expectations of people in office is really 100 out of 100, but only Jesus had a record. Good. So even when it came, even when it came to the Venezuela issue, we heard some statements we could have do without. When it came to the Zoso issue and the senatorship, we heard some statements we can do it out. But they're coming up to the 1 year anniversary in May. April. It will give us that 1 year anniversary, and that will give us a little more data on about performance.
And we had to be able to analyze what happened.
Correct.
With the PNM, how the batting.
Yes.
How the bowling.
Yes.
And how the side batting. I did put this side. The UNC did put some runs on the board.
Yes.
Early.
Yes.
And they still have a lot of, as a matter of fact.
You still have fans in the crowd?
Yeah, they still have a lot of fans.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yes.
The approval ain't really changing much.
No.
Right? So they're looking good still.
Maintain your goodwill.
Right? But do everything to maintain that kind of goodwill. It's a tightrope you're walking. It's a very fragile situation. And the people are trying to be watching you very, very closely.
So, join us tomorrow on the Third Empire for more.
You've got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the street 919 FM.
You want to find something great to do with your Tuesday nights? You want to learn and understand the true reason for Jesus? Then join us every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. for the program, This Same Jesus, the program that puts Jesus in his rightful place in our hearts and in our homes. Let's bring church home to you. Join us every Tuesday nights from 8 to 9 p.m. with your hosts, Kempes and Kevin. Be inspired, be blessed right here on the street 91.9 FM.
Falling in love with Jesus.
Nature's Touch Massage Therapy and Nutrition and Nature's Touch Youth Health Caravan invites you to join us live on the Street 919 FM every second and fourth Friday morning from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. We are located at number 3, 7th Avenue North via the Eastern Main Road, Barataria. For further information, please call or WhatsApp the numbers 398-8282 or our office numbers 241-7568 and 310-8671. Remember, at Nature's Touch, your health is our responsibility.
Get ready to immerse yourself in the vibrant rhythms and the joyous spirit of sweet calypso. Join us for an unforgettable experience at the semi-final round of the Calypso Monarch competition. This is Calypso Fiesta. 40 Calypso stars will compete on the Skinner Park stage. Calypso Unleashed, Boundless Harmonies. Mark your calendars. Saturday, February 7th, 2026. Join us at Skinner Park in San Fernando.